If you are logging into my team today, this is what matters. Happy Monday, everybody. We have King of the Court results. A new challenge is out, plus we are making a very large purchase in the exchange. The auction house is in a great spot right now. Let's dive into all of it as usual. Get your dailies done. It's free, 5,000 MT, and it does add up. And we do need some MT for, buying a Battlegrounds player just to make sure we can knock out certain challenges. We know how valuable MT is, so no matter what stage you're in, take a free 5,000 MT every day. For the Season 4 tab, nothing new. Only thing really to prioritize as far as a time deadline right now is this Battlegrounds Challengers. Get your Hall of Fame option pack. Most of you probably already have it done. Of course, the season's starting to wrap up a little bit. We still have a few weeks left, but start mapping out your shots for these. I guess we're about halfway through. Still plenty of time. But of course, keep track of whatever mode you're playing. If it's going to be triple threat and clutch time and you're going after a Season 4 mode completion piece, track it here and keep it moving. No new challenges down here at the end. The signature challenge is there. Nothing new in weekly challenges. This has been quiet lately. I would like to see something in there. Training challenges are always valuable. Make sure you're getting as many badges as you can for the players you want to use in the Battlegrounds Festival. So they gave us a new challenge. Back to a diamond. So we have a free diamond piece today. Incredibly easy. Go ahead and knock that out. If you haven't done the pink diamond for the D Rose, make sure you put in the locker code. This is the easiest challenge they've given us pretty much, and it's one of the most rewarding at pink diamond, so definitely get that done. Who knows what they add tomorrow? I'm thinking will just be a diamond. I don't think they're gonna surprise us with a galaxy opal or a pink diamond. You just never know though. They've shown they're a little inconsistent already by just doing a pink diamond one day. Now they're back on the diamond routine. Point is, keep stacking, keep working these challenges. They are very rewarding. You can get at least 3 galaxy opals from these challenges, if not more. So stay on top of these. Today is super easy. So in summary, as far as today's new challenges, really just your daily. Keep track of whatever you're working on in Season 4 and that new Battlegrounds challenges. Only official challenges we're focused on today, so pretty light, which is kind of typical for Monday. Over on the play tab, a couple of exciting things. Triple Threat Park is now done. You can't get a Dark Matter piece for winning 5. If you got it done, congrats. Drop down below. Maybe tell me your lineup. I'm curious how many people were able to get it done. I know it's really sweaty out there. Look, sometimes I can't get it done. Yesterday we had a pretty easy, I wouldn't say magical run, but it was just simple. I logged on pretty much right at 10. It was a busy day yesterday, and I logged on right at 10, went straight to the Triple Threat Park court, lost my first game against a really good player, moved over to the court next to me, and just won 5 in a row. So I think all in all, it took me like 45 minutes. Huge value to get a Dark Matter piece from 45 minutes of work. I know it's not always that smooth, but if you were able to get it done, hats off to you. And on Saturday night, we did play King of the Court. So both of these are kind of wrapped up. For today, focus on your breakout and park. I mean, that's the easiest way to stack pieces. Of course, if you're working through Gauntlet, keep doing it. It's a great way to stack pieces. If not, I would just work through breakout boards. That's what I've been doing because you get so many additional rewards once you go through the warp. I'm not going to get a Season 4 completion piece out of the breakout. I'm not going to get 13 of those things. But I'll get a few, and I'll get some good rewards on the way. So if you're still just trying to stack pieces, I do think these 2 modes are probably the best just for today. Of course, Showdown is always there. Domination is still worth it. We're using Doc Rivers, not using that Jason Richardson too much, but make sure you take care of that if you still have time. And exhibitions, man, I'm getting so many exhibitions. It's actually that are kind of challenging. Like, I guess this one I can do pretty easily, but feels like 50% of these things I can't do. Old school diamond I do have. So what's good is, hey, the more complex they are, usually the better rewards. So like this one I can't do. I don't have 2 amethysts, so we skip that one. But yes, get all the exhibitions you can done. And for King of the Court, what did we end up taking? Tier 2 held. So usually right around 9,100 points is Tier 2. Looks like we were able to get it, and it looks like Ty has been dethroned. That is tough for him, but congrats to Swaggy Foams. That is not his first victory. It looks like it is his third. So a really, really good player in Swaggy Foams. I mean, anybody who can win this thing not only once, but multiple times is quite impressive. And it looks like at this point, it's almost all repeat winners. Splashy on Twitch, he's only won once, it looks like, but almost everybody else has kind of won at least twice. You know, Jin's been up there twice. Eban's TV, TTV, he's only won it once, but some familiar faces up there. King of the Court was really fun for us. We had a really good stream. We went 4-2. I just like the hoopla or the excitement around the event as a whole. I think the live stream was a lot of fun. You know, people are telling me how they're doing. It does just get some community engagement. So I think it's a good mode and it's very rewarding. That Galaxy Opal piece does put me up to 10. So we will hop over to the exchange, but in summary, yes, just keep your grind going. There is still plenty of times to get pink diamond, even Galaxy Opal pieces. I mean, a pink diamond piece should take about 3 hours. Galaxy Opal piece should take about 10 hours. It's only Monday. You put in maybe 2 hours a day, you probably could get another Galaxy Opal piece. So just line up your shots, you know, and if that's not realistic, don't feel like you need to grind for that one more piece. We'll review the exchange and just talk about the different ways you can really get the most out of this festival. And let's just make sure that Galaxy Opal piece, there it is. Let's go ahead and open that. We will open that 95 premium at the end of the video here. So we will have a 95 plus pack opening. I know it's not as exciting as it used to be, but those 95 pluses still can be a lot of fun. So we'll save that, head over to the exchange. And at this point, we are at exactly 10 Galaxy Opals, just enough for SAR. We also have like a pink diamond and a couple diamonds, and with the new challenges coming, we'll keep stacking pieces. So, you know, this was a big grind for us, and essentially, I think from a, you know, like a no money spent, no ripping packs perspective, we pretty much maximized the festival. You know, tier 1 is not always realistic in King of the Court for a lot of people. I think tier 2 is a big leap for a lot of people, myself included. You know, I'm not a comp player, and I'm not saying you need to be comp to get tier 1 to get that dark matter piece. You got to be pretty good though. Even getting tier 2, I think you do need to be pretty good at the game. So we had 2 park streaks and 2 tier 2 appearances. So that is a total of 6 Galaxy Opals. We got 6 Galaxy Opals just from 2 really productive, albeit sweaty, weekends, plus the 3 Galaxy Opal from the challenges. That was 9, and I'm guessing we just kind of did, you know, from as much playing as I've done, we've just kind of built up another Galaxy Opal and some change. And I'm not going to overthink this, guys. You know, we have Tracy McGrady at shooting guard, and he's sellable, and we can maybe sell Tracy and get Terry. But this, the fact that we got up to 10 and bigs are so rare in this mode, we're going to take SAR. And I think it's a great pick. I think this card is amazing. And I know some people maybe won't get to him. And for those people, I will say, get Terry if you can. This card's absolutely amazing. I legitimately consider taking him over SAR. But even if you don't get to either of these guys, there's so much value here. I know not everyone can put in the hours that I put in, and maybe you don't want to spend money or MT on packs. You can still get a ton of value from this exchange with cards like Kuzma and Jennings, and both the Amethysts are so good. We will definitely prioritize this Jeffries. I have a couple Amethysts, might even break down that pink diamond piece, but I have so much time. I can easily get 8 Amethysts by the end of the event. And I would like to get maybe one of these diamonds, or maybe I prioritize dynamic duos, or maybe we have fun and try to do like a 90 plus pack, though this is quite expensive and I would much rather have Jennings or even Kuzma over a random 90 plus. So realistically, we're going to take more fun cards, and I'll go back into the stack mode. I mean, I think a lot of YouTubers, a lot of us are just preaching like keep stacking pieces until you're 100% certain what you want. For me, that was SAR. So, you know, I was certain. I feel good locking those pieces in, but you just never know what they could drop. They have thrown curveballs at the end of festivals and given us extra pieces. So if you think like you have no chance to get SAR, still wait, especially if you're just, you know, a piece or two short. We don't know what they'll give us, but if you don't get there, don't feel too bad. One, in a decent amount of time, within a month, there'll be cards equivalent to Terry and SAR on the market that are very affordable. I mean, there's already cards equivalent to them now, but they're quite expensive, probably 500 to $1 million to get a card equivalent to Terry and SAR. But as the meta progresses, cards do get cheaper and cheaper, and you know, 100K usually gets you a really good card, $1 million usually gets you an elite card. And that's why this channel is all about stacking MT, because you're going to get the most out of these rewards cards, but you always have a little bankroll to fill in the gaps. So if you can't get one of the top dogs, get Kuzma. He will slide into a lineup. Get Jennings. He's a lot of fun. Get the Amethyst. Those are going to have some great usage. I mean, I saw people running Jeffries in park yesterday. I lost to a dude, I think it was Thursday or Friday night, in a great game, but he was running Jared Jeffries and Yang, and I was running T-Mac and my Yang, and we went toe-to-toe. He beat me on the last bucket, but it just goes to show these cards can compete. It's just more about, building out a lineup, collecting as many good cards as you can, and getting behind the sticks and getting good at the game. A lot of these cards you can plug in and have a lot of success with. So that's where we're at. We got SAR, huge W. We will keep stacking pieces and decide, like I said, bit of a shopping spree at this point. We're in a pretty good spot. We're going to probably get close to another pink diamond. Should be able to come in here and have a bit of fun. And let me know down below, who's getting Terry, who's getting SAR, what's your strategy on this festival? We still have a few days, so line up your shots and get what you're going after. For season 4, yes, keep working on this. I know it's a bit of a backpedal sometimes, but we're on the back burner. Get one of these guys. Jaden has been great for us. He's my starting small forward. We also got the 97 plus pack. That was a lot of fun. As always, try to get one of those guys. Work your way through season 40. Those are 2 anchors. We have these festivals. That's great as well. But that's kind of the mindset here. Stack your pieces for the festival, work through your season 4, and make the most out of the exchange. And let's dive into the auction house. And yesterday we talked about a window of, a sale window that was kind of open. And I think that window's opening a little bit more. I mean, Friday we get the huge new drop. The dust starts to settle Saturday, Sunday. Monday can be a really good day to sell. Later today, they will likely leak on Twitter what they're going to do tomorrow. So if it's really quiet on Twitter with no leaks, the market will keep going up. If there's a huge drop tomorrow, it might take a little dip, but Tuesdays usually don't have the biggest market impact compared to a Friday at least. So I think it's going to be a good day to sell for the next few days. And we're doing a couple things. One, we are starting to eye some cards to buy. Certain pink diamonds are just starting to hit a really good price. Like this Jerry Lucas, I'm bidding on him between like 20 and 24K. Super cheap. I'm even seeing ones listed at 24. It's kind of like a new low for some of these pink diamonds. We didn't see pink diamonds get this low. Even Allen Houston, Wesley Matthews were a little closer to 26. So seeing him listed at 24, not selling, in my mind, I'm like, let's start getting some bids on this guy, 18 to 22. You can stockpile a few Jerry Lucases below 20K. Really safe price. I do think there's going to be some room for profit on him. Larry Hughes, a similar situation. It looks like he's even a little higher than that Jerry Lucas, so try to find his floor. I would still say below 30 would really be nice for this card. Looks like he's not quite there yet, so still try to find Larry Hughes in that 30s. He might even sink a little bit. Probably still some time for these guys to go down, so I wouldn't start buying too many of these, but definitely keep them in mind. And we've seen some great activity on last set's amethysts because we saw them get so low. And I'm talking about that Noah and the Ronnie Brewer. All my Noahs have sold between 3 and 4K now. So we pretty much have made profit on these guys. We didn't realize they would get down to 2, but they did, and they did easily. But he's already back up to like 3 and 4. And I know it's, small profit, but if you're buying at 2 and selling at 3, that's like 66% profit or 33. It's a good number of profit. That's a huge return. If you were a stock investor, you would be very happy with the stock going from 2,000 to 3,000. So take the same mindset. These guys did go up. There was MT to be made on them. So that's great news. And you got to think something similar will happen. I mean, it's that supply and demand. If these cards even went up, I think most amethysts will continue that supply and demand. I mean, we saw it with these amethysts. They hit a low while they were at impacts and they rebounded really nicely. This Zaire has been kind of fluctuating. He went back down to 5, but he's been selling at 10 a lot for me. Reynad, he's stayed high. I mean, he was around 20K when he was impacts. He's still about 20K. I'm making a lot of money day flipping this guy. I win bids on 10 and sell him between 16 and 20 very consistently. So that's good news. Amethysts are stabilizing once they're leaving packs, and we can take that same mindset. I would wait for these guys to really hit a floor, and I would try to identify, the better of the amethyst. Of course, this Johnny Broom is definitely up there. I could see this card going up once he's out of packs. We just want to make sure we get him at a really good price. Seeing 12 not selling, I would say with him, you still want him well below 10K, even 6, 7, 8,000. probably pretty good. This is probably a 10K card once he's out of packs pretty consistently. So this one's a bit elevated. The rest, I really would be super aggressive on your prices. Try to find them down in that 2,000 to 3,000 range, because that is how low we saw those last amethysts go. But then they did bounce back up to that 3 to 4. So definitely some profit to be made there. And that's a little update on the new set. We will look at this LeBron. He has gone down, guys. This one has some extra badges, but I'm seeing base ones sell at around 4 now, when they were 8 when they first came out. Like I said, I think this card just keeps trickling down. There's just so many in circulation, which is kind of a good thing. I'm glad this card isn't super rare. I know a lot of people want to use LeBron. Honestly, later in the year, I probably will try to come find a really badged out LeBron. Maybe once he's a buy now, I wouldn't mind running on LeBron. Fun card. There's Adam Morrison. The hype's died down a little bit. There's a lot up now, not a ton of people bidding. You could probably grab one on buy now eventually. So that's something to think about. And a card I really want to highlight is the pink diamond WNBA player, and I'm seeing some very interesting things happen. They're always incredibly cheap when they're in packs. I actually bought one last night for 25K on bid, so I know how low they can get. She's already kind of rare, but you don't have to go very far back. I mean, this one here is still kind of common, but look, selling in the 70s, that one probably won't sell, but I'm guessing if you list at 60, it probably would. But go back another set and they start getting really rare. Like there's not even one up. And yeah, we're gonna jump back to last season, but look at the pink diamond. They kind of just released one pink diamond WNBA player. She's super rare. I'm guessing she sells at 60 pretty quick. So the point is, I mean, every single set, the pink diamond WNBA player, this Aaliyah Boston was so common. There was tons of her up for 40, 50, 60K. There's not one up right now. If I listed at 65, would it sell? I think so. And so my mind, I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna try to pick up a couple Kayla McBrides. You know, buyer beware on this, guys, because she's not meta. I don't think people are running her. But for whatever reason, these WNBA pink diamonds get really, really rare when they leave packs. Again, if you get her at the right price, I mean, you can see there's only 3 up now, and this is the mid of the pack cycle. There's technically, she'll never be more common than she is now. Once she's out of packs, this card's gonna get really rare. Wouldn't be surprised if you just list one for 60, it gets bought outright, even 55. You know, right now you could buy it for 50, maybe in a week or two list it for 70. This is a bit too high for me, just profit-wise. I'd rather leave a little bit more room. But the fact I won one on bid for 25K is crazy. I don't see how I don't make profit on that eventually. So keep an eye on her. I think if you can get the right price, ideally below 40 is probably pretty safe. Under 30 is insane. But hey, this is the pattern of these WNBA cards that are pink diamonds. They get rare. So just a little weird offshoot strategy for you there to think about. Of course, I'm still day trading a ton. You can see my auction collections. 1, things are really moving and selling. But 2, I'm locked in on those meta cards from past sets. We got a super cheap Eddie Jones on bid. We got this Nickel Walker-Alexander, I think for 18K. We got 6K back, and I sold a different one earlier for 28. So you can see, I mean, it's really, really good, really, really easy. Let's see what I got that Nickel Walker for. 19, and I already know I can sell them for 28. So in a good spot there. You can kind of see what I'm doing, just going into those past sets, trying to find some meta cards. Of course, I've still cornered the Kenny Smith market as usual. Just kind of showing, hey, these dynamic duos are good and hold value. And while we're on that subject, let's just do kind of a deep dive. We haven't looked at all of them in a bit, but Derek Queen, he's gotten pretty rare on Xbox. I know on PlayStation he might be a bit more common. Look here today, like one up for 100K, one on bid for 62, and then this one randomly, it's been up for 30 seconds at 25. I think we all know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to buy that one at 25. I sell this guy in the 40s all day. He's incredibly rare. One up on buy now for 100K. So pretty confident I'll sell him at least in the 30s, if not the 40s. Quick profit there. And it just goes to show you, do your daily price checks on those cards that you're comfortable with. I'm pretty aware of the Derek Queen market at this point. So I feel good about that. This card is a little bit different. I think his value is a little less, but he's incredibly rare right now. I don't usually bid with things with 14 hours left, but I will make an exception for my boy Jeremiah Fears. And this Shaq, I always keep an eye on him. He's been so rare. Probably none up, just one on bid. So keep an eye on the dynamic duos. The one in the festival, I'm still waiting, but these guys will be trading soon. Nemhard is just huge volume right now. I was getting him at 10, selling him at 15. Now there's just a ton up in that like 12, 13 range. So unless I'm grabbing one like 6 or 7, I'm just not going to do it. But if you could stockpile a few below 10 and wait, I think once this festival's over, those cards definitely see an uptick. Same with this Dinwiddie and Jared Allen. So keep an eye on those guys. Really the easiest way to do it is just in the collection. I pop over, check on my boy Dinwiddie. What's going on? I see one here. See, look. So everything's in the 30s. Really, I think it's a 20K card right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone just buys this out, especially with so much time. But I'll bid like 15. I'm still going to be cheeky and try to bid a little bit, lower just to save a little bit of MT. But keep an eye on those duos. And of course, have your list of cards you're just searching. I'm checking Buzelis every day. Bailey's gotten rare, but it just fluctuates. It could be one morning, I'm on in the morning. So right now, he's gotten a bit more common. People can list cards. So a card could be rare in the morning and common at night, and common in the morning and rare at night. It does fluctuate. So don't get discouraged if you see, none or too many. Just keep checking in on them because you never know when a good deal is going to pop up, like that Kaishan George. I'll easily be able to flip him for 15K. That's, 4K MT for 30 seconds of work. And I'm just doing this consistently. You saw about a Nas Reed, got him for 10K. This is easily a 20K card. There's only 4 up. One is listed at buy now for 40, 21.5. No real room for profit there. I'll probably list them at like 25. But all this come in here and bid like 15, 16, and I might win. I might not. There's no risk in trying, but you can see exactly in my auctions, like what ends up happening so often is not only do I win, but I get 10K back. Like, what did I bid on that Nas Reed originally? I bid 20, so I actually went up to 20 because I know I can sell at 25, but I got 10K back, so it's awesome. That's why we do the bid method and just something to, really work into your strategy. So that's a few things for the day. 1, keep an eye on this new set. I am starting to bid on select pink diamonds. It's not just as simple as, they're at a price when they're in packs, they'll go up when they're out of packs. It doesn't just happen across the board. The cards need to be at least semi-meta, semi-valuable. And we saw that in this last set. Like Wesley Matthews is really not going up. He is still at pretty much his floor price when he was in packs, like below 30K. He's going up a tad, but you would have really had to get him but like below 20 to make your profit. But Richard Jefferson took a much bigger bump. We saw him below 30 and he's a bit more meta, and now he's really sitting at 40. So you want to find, a little bit of the better cards. Those are the ones that are going to see a bit more of an uptick. I've actually heard really good things about this John Starks card. Might have to keep an eye on him because he is a bigger point guard, 6'5", 90 driving dunk, 93 perimeter defense. So this is a definite pretty meta card, and look how cheap he is. So we want to understand his floor. It looks like I could win some bids on him below 20, but it'd be cards like him and Lucas and Hughes that I see take a little bump out of packs. Yeah, we talked about the WNBA player as well. Maybe Steve Smith. I know he's pretty good as well. Some pretty good pink diamonds. So a lot of these could take a little bump, but we just want to understand their floor, which is still kind of trickling down. And then it's going to be the bids on the past sets. There's always a ton of MT to be made on those past sets. And then of course the dynamic duos. And then on top of that, just work your filters. If you want to find the cheapest diamonds out there and just go make some bids on them. Really, all these strategies are super viable as long as you're making proper bids, which is all about understanding the proper floor. And once you have that system down, just looking up what is the cheapest possible diamond, it's probably like 9K. It's pretty low. I'm just going to start bidding 6,000-7,000 on each diamond, and you'd be surprised not only how many you win, but then how easy it is just to list them back up for that 10, 15, 20% growth of profit and start making some MT. So that will do it for the auction house today. Always a ton of ways to move and groove. Definitely let me know down below. What do you make an MT on? What are some of your tips and tricks? You don't have to give specifics. I know everyone, sometimes you keep it close to the vest and that's fine. But let me know, are you using bids? Are you using filters? What's fun for you inside the auction house? All right, and that kind of sums it up. We will still open that 95 plus pack, but in summary, lighter day on challenges. Just get your daily done in the new battlegrounds and kind of catch up on anything else you need to. The weekend is over, the sweat is over, so if you feel like taking a break, it's a good day for breakout or domination, or maybe just chill today. Still try to get those dailies done, but other than that, just kind of play what you want. Of course, there's a ton of things going on in the auction house. Sell some cards if you have them. I do think the window's open for that past set, at least a little bit more than usual. So just start listing them and wait a little bit on some of the newer cards. But yeah, at the right price, maybe go ahead and make a purchase. But with that, let's check out this 95 plus premium pack. Show me Dr. J. Let's go. Show me anything but a WNBA player. Looks like a pink diamond. Here we go. Power forward posterizer. Shouldn't be WNBA then. Post hook. Let's see what we got. Kings. Okay, we're building out the Kings team. I don't even know who this could be. I'm actually a bit... That Chris Webber. That's actually not a bad card. Not a great card, but not a bad card. What I like about this is I think he's a pink diamond Swift, which I don't have a pink diamond Swift. And I think I have an exhibition with a pink diamond Swift. Maybe not today. I did at one point. At one point, I needed a pink diamond Swift. So now we have a pink diamond Swift. Probably won't be running that card too much, but you know me. I like to grow my collection. Man, if I could get all four, we would get a wild gem pack. Probably not realistic. This is a pretty good card. People were running him a lot when he first came out. A bit outdated probably with that jump shot, but a fun card nonetheless. So we take it. Still very, very good for that King of the Court experience for me. And I guess before we sign off, we might as well. We did get the new homie recent cards. There he is, Alexander Sarr. We'll slide him right into power forward. Look at this dominant front court. And man, this card is pretty good. 7-1. Nothing wrong with that. 93 pointer. We know the jump shot's on point. 95 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk, 86 ball handle. Card is absolutely insane. Look at that perimeter D. I'm going to run him in park. This card will be so good in park. And in park, I could even use, I don't know, Cade was in there for a challenge, but this would be a lineup I would really consider running in park, because what I like to do is have a dominant ball handler, a dominant big, and then that athletic wing. And the thing with the athletic wing is it has to be able to play defense on the perimeter, because we already have one big man. We can't have two people who will be exposed on the perimeter. And so with this card's perimeter defense, like, I am absolutely fine. You know, maybe I get a matchup against an Anthony Edwards and a Scotty Barnes and then one big. Like, he could guard a Scotty Barnes. He could even guard like a Russell Westbrook if someone's running two small guards. I wouldn't feel that bad him being out on an island out there with 88 agility and 89 perimeter defense. And do they give him on-ball menace? I'm just curious. Gold on-ball menace. So we will badge him up. We will get a shoe on him. We will, you know, shine him up for sure. This is a card we will be using for a while. And he goes right into that lineup, which is looking pretty good. I am very excited to do the comparison of last season's lineup to this one. It's going to be quite interesting. So W's in the chat for that, man. The grind has paid off. We will keep after it for the exchange. But for today, guys, just lock in on some casual challenges. Nothing too stressful there. If you're still chasing pieces, breakout and triple threat park's a great way to do it. But either way, I hope you all have a great Monday. I hope everybody is staying warm out there. We will be back tomorrow with another video, possibly live tonight. We'll either be live, you know, tonight or tomorrow, definitely within the next couple days. But we appreciate y'all. Please do like and subscribe. Much love and peace.